Okay, well, hello YouTube. My name's John O'Hearn. I decided to make this video because I am the commissioner of a Just for Fun ESPN Fantasy Football League, and we have a handful of um, first-time players this year. So what I was asked, or I was told, I really want to play, but I don't know what I'm doing, and um, so I said, why don't you play? And A, you can always ask me any questions, and B, I'll make a quick how-to video to just show you kind of the ropes of fantasy. And so what I've done here is, like I said, I'm the commissioner of a league, and so I sent kind of a fake invite to myself, and I will. Oops, this is the wrong Gmail account. I'll start from the scratch. I'll start from scratch, I should say. I will accept an invite, and I'll make a new team, and I'll show kind of how to set those, um, set that sort of stuff, and change your profile picture, and change the name that you have in your league. So here's the email. Let me go back a little bit. Here's the email in my Gmail. I've been invited to join ESPN Fantasy Football League. So John O has invited you to play in ESPN Fantasy Football League. Our league name is Bragging Rights. You'll need your ESPN username and password to sign up. If you've forgotten either, you can retrieve your personal data here. You can't beat your friends without signing up to play against your friends, so click here to join the Bragging Rights League. And so if you click here and you haven't set up an ESPN league, or ESPN, login, it should prompt you to do that. If you have, just enter those credentials here, and you should be able to get in there. So I'm going to join this league. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So since I already have a team in this league, it asked me to please confirm that you would like to take additional ownership of this team. So I'm going to confirm that just for the, you won't see that screen, but just for this video. So get ready for this new season. Welcome to ESPN Fantasy Football. You guys can read the rest. Check in and manage your team from anywhere on the mobile. The mobile app's awesome too, by the way, guys. If you haven't downloaded it, I would suggest doing that. So here is my team, and so we can just go ahead and go through it this way. If you want to edit your team, which would be the first thing that I would suggest doing, meaning, change your team name, all of that stuff. This is what you do. So I clicked on. Let me go back. You can go to my team. So this is the little avatar that I chose, which this year, it's new. They have a ton of new avatars, which are kind of cool. In other leagues, I've chosen to pull in images from the web or whatever, but you can really kind of do whatever you want. So go to Team Settings, and here is where you'll be able to change anything you want. So I have a marketing firm. I'm the owner and operator of. It's called Chandelier Marketing. So I'm the Chandelier Killer, and I set this abbreviation as CK1. So this is my email address. If I want to report, I'd like to receive weekly emails giving me all the information I need to win, including my upcoming matchup, yada yada yada. I don't want that stuff, so I click none. But if you want those emails, you can either get them in HTML format or plain text. For those of you who don't know what that is, just click HTML. They're prettier. So this is the current logo that I've chosen. There's a bunch of stickers and stuff that you can change it to. It will be kind of your avatar logo, Marvel superheroes, which, that's pretty cool, right? I think so, at least. And then you save team settings here. Okay, so now that those are all saved, and that's what I see here, right? My little avatar, my name, my abbreviation. This is the league we're in. all of that good stuff. So that's the first thing I would do. And then the next thing really to do is wait for the draft. And what I'm going to do for this video is do a mock draft so we can see kind of how that rolls around. Let's see if we can get one soon here. 7:50. Okay, cool. 1 minute. That's perfect. So so this isn't really how. Darn it. Okay, so I have to wait 5 minutes for this next draft. But so this mock draft, it's not going to look exactly like this, right? Because this is a mock draft. It's a test run. But we are in my league has chosen to do a snake draft. And what that means is, and you'll see it once we get in this draft, but whoever picks first, whoever picks first in the first round picks last in the second round, and it rotates like that, right? So it'll go. There's 11 players in our league. It'll go 1 to 11 in the first round, and then the second round will be 11 to 1, and it's just fair. It's just, in my opinion, it's the fairest way to go. So that's how we're gonna do it. So hold on 1 second. I'm gonna pause this video and restart it when we get into this mock draft. Hold on 1 second, guys. This is the draft board. I unpaused this video a little later than I maybe would have, because I'm 8th. So anyway, this is how it works. This is what everything looks like. This is kind of the timing of how everything is going down, and as you can see, it's reverse order here, like I said in the snake draft. So it's my turn to pick, and I really want for me personally, my thing is I want decent running back. So I'm going to go ahead and pick a running back, even though Bell, AP, Lacey, Charles, my boy Marshawn all already went. And I just click draft player. See? And there it goes. So I have DeMarco Murray from Philly, who's still a great running back on my roster. And so, again, these are all of the players that are open. Excuse me. This is the pick history here. This is my team, my roster, and we can go through and look at other people's rosters if you want to. This is my roster. Another cool thing that you can do is load players into your player queue. And so let's say, I don't know, you have to go to the bathroom or whatever. You can load players into your player queue. You throw Gronk in there. You can put, where'd Gronk go? I want to put Gronkowski in there. Let's say Dez is great, obviously. And what this does is, Calvin Johnson's getting old, but he's still phenomenal. So what this does is it shows if my time runs out, these are the picks that I want in order. Now, you guys just saw one of my picks get taken out, and that's because somebody else picked, who was it? Dez. Somebody else picked up Dez Bryant. Now somebody else picked up Calvin Johnson. So this updates live in real time. But it's just a cool thing. Just a cool way to do it. And so as this continues to go, I'll go through one more round of my pick. We fill up our rosters, right? And the way that our roster is laid out is we have a quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, tight end, flex, defense, kicker, and then alternates. So, this is how the draft works. It's fun. I like to get people around and talk trash and talk, about how we think players are going to play this season. So it's just a fun camaraderie kind of thing. What else? I think that's pretty much it as far as the draft goes. It's pretty self-explanatory. Here we go. It's my turn. So I can load somebody in the player queue, right, and let the time run out, or I love Andrew Luck. He's my keeper in one of my leagues. Or I can go ahead and just draft Andrew Luck. So that's that. And like I said, we tick through and go through the rest of our roster here. And that's how we draft. So I do want to show you guys some other stuff within the league. Particularly how to set your lineup every week. And also how to pick players off the waiver wire and how to trade players. So this is my lineup. This is last year, one of my teams last year. I'll brag a little bit. I went undefeated for the first half of the season, and then I moved cross country halfway through the season and ended up placing really horribly. But I like to remember the first part. Anyway, okay, so let's pretend here just for a minute. Let's pretend Andrew Luck has a bye week this week. And obviously, if we keep him on our roster, he's going to score 0 points because he's not playing. So I want to move Luck, and so I'm going to move him down here. Right? Now, I don't have another quarterback, which is problematic. So I can go up to players. Oops. I'm sorry. You have to make sure and you submit. So that's my roster. I'm not starting a quarterback, which is crazy. But we're going to go and try to pick one up. Let's see if it'll let me pick up a quarterback even though this league isn't active. So what I did here is I went to the Players tab. I can select position or look for all. If you're just looking for a sleeper, let's say a rookie that's doing really well that nobody's really caught on to yet, it's a great way to sift through. It gives you players' names, last year's stats, and then kind of, just what's going on with them in this table. And so I need a quarterback. And Cam Newton is one of those, right? So I'm going to add Cam Newton. To my, I'm going to add Cam Newton. Excuse me. So what I need to do, I'm sorry, I can't. There are too many players on my roster resulting from Cam Newton from free agency to bench. I need to drop at least one player in order to clear the necessary room on my roster for the incoming players. Excuse me. So what I need to do here is take a player off, right? And I can't take off Luck. Calvin Johnson was my keeper last year, and so it won't let me do that. So I'm going to drop Jonathan Stewart, submit. So now it takes me to the confirmed transaction page of, do I want to drop Jonathan Stewart and add Cammy? And I say, yeah, confirm. So now you see I have Cam Newton here at the bottom. I want to move him to starting position. So there we are, submit. So that was a little complicated, guys, and I apologize for that little hiccup. But that's how we move players around. And so let's say, again, Decker. Decker has an off week, but Terrence Williams is playing. We can move him, right? Let's look at a running back. Morris. So, I didn't have great running backs last year. We can trade Johnson, switch them out, right? And so I made 2 changes. I need to make sure that I submit the roster, and that locks it in for the next week. So that's how you set your lineup. I showed you a little bit on how to pick up players from the waiver wire, that's what this is. this sort of thing. If we're looking for a defense, there's a bunch of defenses that we can pick up. We need to make sure that there's room, and ESPN won't let you add if there's not room. So you can do what I just did and drop a player. Let's look at something else. I want to show you guys. So let's say I'm looking for a quarterback. Let's go to all here because I want to show you how to make a trade, or at least propose a trade. I'm looking for a quarterback, and I want to trade, right? So let's say I want Russell Wilson, which would be kind of crazy. Let's say I want Peyton Manning, right? So here's a trade. Sorry. Okay, so I want Peyton Manning, and what I want to do is this guy named Heisenberg has Peyton Manning, and I want to tell him who I want to trade him for. So I'll trade him for Cam. Let's say to sweeten the pot, I see that he may want a decent tight end. Olsen's pretty good. So I'll trade Cam Newton and Olsen for Peyton Manning. Right? I can put in a little comment here. Blah, blah, blah. Trade offer open for I give him 2 days. I can change this if I want. It's only good for 1 day. And then I can finalize the trade offer. Now, what I want you to keep in mind, guys, because this tripped me up last year, is there's usually a 2-day review process for any trade. So if it's Wednesday and Peyton Manning's playing a Thursday night game, it doesn't really make much sense to try to trade on Wednesday. So check your league rules. I know in my league it's a 2-day process, and the reason for that is so there's no collusion. So if everybody kind of gets that into their inbox and their email, any trade that's happening in the league, and if it looks lopsided or like, come on guys, you're playing together, then we can throw up red flags. It's really just to help with collusion. So anyway, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah. If you have any questions, guys in my league, you can text me. But if you YouTubers out there have any questions about anything, feel free to leave them in the comments section below. And good luck.